Hey, it's Mark Ferguson with Invest for More, standing outside the restaurant I bought over a year ago. And we talk a lot about good investments. We also talk about bad investments. But this one, if you like holding properties for 14 months without really renting them or doing anything with them and paying expenses on them, has been an amazing investment, just fantastic. So we'll talk about that. If you've seen my before videos on this, you'll know one reason why I bought this restaurant is because of its location, and they're building giant apartment complexes. Not just one, not two, but three, because that one down there is new as well. So those are almost done right there on the corner. I think they're supposed to be ready in less than a month. Those down there will be next, and then those still have a little ways to go. And the local college, University of Northern Colorado, is one block that way. So this is an amazing location with a not so amazing property. And I've shown it before, we'll show it again, but it looks pretty much the same as it has every other time, because I still am either being lazy or just not knowing what to do with this place. It was a Mexican restaurant for like 40 years, had some additions to it, had a lot of code violations and health violations that were kind of grandfathered in for a long time, but the owners finally decided to shut it down, sold it to me for $110,000. We got all this amazing restaurant equipment with it, which is okay. People actually do want that stuff, but I have no idea how well it works. Put in the heating system so it won't freeze, and that's about all we have done, except tear out the ceiling. I don't know why we did that, but it seemed like a good idea at the time. Now, my plan. So I talked about this before. I wanted to fix it up and lease it to someone else, use it as a, investment property. The situation we've run into, besides a homeless guy breaking in and living here for a while, I don't think a lot of this stuff was out before. We've cleaned it up some. There are his sunglasses and his giant knife. Maybe it was here, maybe he found it, who knows. But I do know those pants are not mine. We asked our guy to clean up all of his homeless guy's stuff, but we didn't get everything. Anyway, I listed this property on the MLS for rent, and our local MLS decided it'd be a good idea to put it on Facebook Marketplace, and we were asking like $25 a square foot for it for rent, but the Facebook Marketplace kind of interpreted that as $25 a month, and so we've had like 1,000 people message me and email about it, and I've been really bad about responding to everybody. We've talked to at least 10 to 15 people who seriously want to rent this place, but the problem is, as you can see, there's some of the trash that's supposed to get thrown out that's still here. It is not very workable as a restaurant. That's not code. I know it might look close, but it's not ADA compliant. So if you had any kind of indoor seating, you have to completely rebuild and redo the bathroom. You have to completely rebuild and redo this entire kitchen because of how it's laid out and how none of it's to code. None of that has enough space. So we've gotten numerous restaurants that want to move in and rent the space, and then we asked them to talk to the city because the city won't tell us exactly what has to be done until they know what kind of restaurant will move in. And I don't mean just what kind of restaurant, how much food they're making, what kind of food they're making. They have to know all these details, and the people who have wanted to rent it have not been good enough about communicating with the city to get all that worked out, and it's just been a giant circle of we want it, but we're not really going to take the time to talk to the city, but we really want it, so how do we rent it? And then we can't talk to the city because we don't know what kind of burritos they're going to make or soup, and we're like, you really need to talk to the city, and they won't do it. So that's how we've ended up at this point, over a year later, still kind of looking the way it does, but we do have a sweet Ouija board. I think that's how you say it, right? I've never actually even seen one of those, I don't think. It's been here a while, but is that a good or bad omen? Since it doesn't have a murder room, maybe that's a good omen, who knows. So, now, maybe I'm making progress, maybe not. We found another possible tenant slash buyer, so we have told people we might be willing to sell it, and we found another restaurant who wants the space. They want to buy it from us. We'll make a little bit of money, not a ton, but some. And their whole plan is to make this entire space up here kind of food preparation. That's your counter. People can walk up only, no inside seating. Over there where I just was would be an outside patio. You don't have to redo the bathroom in that case. They can kind of keep the kitchen sort of as it is, but redo some of the spacing and different things. If it's a walk-up only business, we don't have to do much rehab or work, or they won't if they buy it. So we may be getting closer. They've brought all kinds of people in here to look at it. It's not under contract yet, but I have good vibes going here for this one. We may get something done. And worst case scenario, see now my brain is taking off with stupid thoughts again. If they don't want to buy it, maybe we can do some of the work for them and lease it to them. Now that they have this plan of exactly what can work, won't take a whole lot of rehab and get the place going. Or third option, I just start my own business and put something in here because I don't have nearly enough, activities going on right now to start another business. So we'll see. Speaking of starting other businesses, there's a laundromat right next door. Right over there. That's a laundromat. In the back of my head, I keep thinking I need to start a laundromat for some reason. So if anybody has experience, not in here, in a different space, I'm not going to tell you my full idea because I don't want to give anything away. But does anybody have experience starting laundromats? Can people make any money? I did see the video someone commented on and linked to the other guy who has a laundromat. And I wasn't super impressed with how much money he was making. So, especially since he's doing all the work himself. Maybe if anybody else has personal experience with laundromats, that'd be awesome. All right, so that's about all I've got. The apartments are renting for, they have a studio with 500 square feet. They're renting for $1,190. They have a one bedroom with 650 square feet that's $1,390. And their two bedroom with, 800, 900 square feet is, $1,690, I think? So that gives you an idea of what rents they're asking. So it'll be really interesting to see if we get, a bunch of people moving in there or not, because those are high rents. We're really close to the college. I don't think too many, there's a loud Mustang, college students are going to be able to afford that. So they're kind of going for the young adults. We'll see what happens with this area. As you can see, we've had issues with this area personally, with people throwing weights. Those were weights that got thrown through this window. The homeless guy broke through our outside gate and was living in here for a while. Someone else threw a weight through that window. Twice our lockbox has been stolen. So we had a lockbox on the fence out there. Then we had a lockbox over here on the outside of that little patio area. Got stolen twice. So great commercial location for visibility, but not the best location for a vacant property sitting here asking to be vandalized. All right, that's my video. That's what we've got going on today. Hopefully I'll make progress at some point and either show this place all fixed up and rented, or I can come back and take a video of it outside once it's sold. Or maybe the guy will be cool if he does buy it and let me walk through it and show everybody what it looks like when he's done. Who knows? All right, thanks for watching. Hope everybody appreciates these videos. They help me a ton with all my ideas and what's going on, and I appreciate your feedback because it helps me sometimes give me ideas, or I miss things that I really don't see that you guys see, so thank you for all the comments. Appreciate all the likes and all the subscribers and all that good stuff, and we'll have much more coming up soon.